I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again.
Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Century Vanguard. We are back with more of the Stupendium, or the Stupendium. Let's be accurate here. Teehee. Wow, so I am just off an adrenaline high from the last song I did, which was fantastic through and through. So today we're going to be doing the the Alan Wake song, or Alan Wake 2 song, feat. Cammy Cat, featuring The Ribbon. 7 days ago, 179,000 views for 7 days. Wow, I am. Wow. So, I'm interested to see their take. Still catching myself on that one. Still catching myself. Their take on Alan Wake 2. I have not played the game yet. Spoilers, regardless. And if you have any photosensitivity issues, just note this video contains scenes of flickering imagery. Viewer discretion is advised. So if you have issues with flickering images, please click away now. I'll give you like a few seconds while I talk about some stuff on the channel. If you look here, it says w.gg. Use code LastOnReactions for 10% off at checkout. All that fun stuff. If you look way up in that top corner up there, it says Last On Gaming now and a little purple card. It is happening. We do have a Twitch now. I'm going to turn this up a tiny bit. We do have a Twitch. It will be active as of next week. Is the it's the idea, at least. So yes, if you have photosensitivity and you have not clicked away by now, well, you've done it to yourself. I hate to say it that way, but that's how it is. I have given you plenty of time. With that said, let us play this 8.5 minute long song, and I will pause it to talk about interesting stuff I hear.
The viewer, enraptured by the video before them, subscribe to the Stupendium. The video in question was sponsored by Remedy and Epic Games.
At the edge of understanding, the border of the known, the breaking point of reason, where logic is dethroned, where sense is defenseless and festers on the bone, one writer fights a cycle trying to write a way back home. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, The Ribbon.
We open our protagonist, brash, pragmatic fantasist, trapped within a cabin, frantic, grappling with a manuscript, passionately grasping for a catalyst, but the syntax isn't landing. Grab the draft out from the carriage and abandons it. He doesn't really know quite what he's writing, but he has to. Sits enraptured in the flow of what he's typing, cramping grips his hands and fits the hammer, slam the characters. They writhe and dance and twist, but never seem to parse more than surviving as the grammar shifts. A bulb, it flickers for a moment, darkness falls for just a second, but it lingers, forms unspoken. Hark the call, the shadows beckon, swallow dawn, still all consume, every corner lurking, looming. Hear the ichor hymn so soothing as the screaming silence deafens. Another page, a hurried scrawl, a knife replays a dozen more, another failing crumpled ball of almost maybe on the floor. Framed within the maze within the print, his escape from all this hinges on which page becomes the door.
Existence is cast and the answers we write to riddles and chapters that can't be defined. Pigments of black and the parchment of white, the figments they track through the dark to the light. The hammers and keys and the patterns they weave, the fragments of me that they trap in between. We all have to write on the pages we're given, but you can't live life on both sides of the ribbon tied to the ribbon.
It is the dream of any creative.
Stupendium, Stupendium. Very, very interesting. It's a very interesting take. I have watched gameplay of Alan Wake 2, and I see where they're going with this, and I do like it. I like it a lot, actually. Very, very interesting. So, as for what I normally do during reactions is I am very familiar with vocal ranges. I am very familiar with instruments and instrumentals. This is not instrumental. This is more of a produced beat. Meaning I cannot justify talking about the beat other than the fact that currently it sounds very good with the music that is, or with the vocals that are being said. Now, from what I can tell, the Stupendium has a unique vocal range. Meaning that, and I said it in my previous video and I will say it again in this one, apologies if I am not looking at my camera, I am looking at my Streamlabs screen, because I can see everything. I can see what I am doing. I can see where I'm touching on myself. That sounds weird. That actually sounds really weird. But that's why I look this way and not this way. So now you know. If you see my eyes over here, that's what I am doing. I'm talking to you folk directly. I am speaking my mind. I am speaking my mind. Yes, very good, very good. So, Stupendium has a very unique vocal range. Best way to sum this up, in a way that doesn't take 7 hours, is Stupendium I find pulls from kind of down in here for the vocal range, like kind of deep throat vocal range. Basically, this is the lower end of the vocal cords. This is the deepest part that they reach. People think they extend down into your high chest. They do not. They actually stop right about here. You can actually kind of feel them. But, and when I say you can feel them, you have to know exactly what you're trying to feel. If you speak and you feel vibrations, that is what you are touching. It's the actual vocal cords. And you actually, there they are, right there. People think that is where your arteries are, but nope, those are back in here. But down in here, right down in here, these are your vocal cords, which actually run parallel with your windpipe right here. So, little known fact for you. So, yes, he pulls from down in here. I find a lot. Kind of the lower range. I haven't really heard Stupendium go in the higher ranges. I have once. I think it was the Stray song? Yes, the Stray song. I do believe. I could be mistaken. I have to listen to that one again. It has been a good minute. So, that's my little rant. Pulling from down here. Sounds very good. The beat sounds well mixed with the vocals, and I do believe the other vocals there were Kamikat, I do believe. With that said, let us continue.
To leave their mark indelible on the world around them. But be careful what mark such an obsession might leave on you.
Another chapter opens, but our hero isn't sure if the pattern is unbroken. Has he penned this page before? Is he writing what he's lived or now reliving what he's written? Every end with failed beginnings cast adrift within the lore. On a lake that turned to ocean, drowning under weight of legacy. When any sentence could be sentenced as the last they ever see. Our pages pass relentless, count or not, there is no remedy. And so he sits again, attempts to pen preemptive threnody. Amorphous in memoriam, in effigy uncertain. Unsure if all this really is himself, at least a version. But these whispers grip the narrative, treat sense with bleak aversion. Tendrils bend and break immersion, twisting cursive through recursion. His words branch out and path too dark to follow through trees. With pages piled so high he's lost the forest for leaves. No saying what to believe, he doesn't want him to leave. Until these pages end up bound to make the story repeat. Wake up these times, the night falls. See what dark party you might call. You can fight what you write, and you write with life, and the light you see in the bright fall. You need the proper tool to get a proper service. You won't believe the things that fight right there beneath the surface. Hopelessly floating through tones and no way of knowing if you were all you're just quoting.
Current vocals are being pulled from High Chest. I can tell because there's a little bit more rasp in it.
Approach your sewing, I'll go to corroding your ego going but broke with just broken. It's your number like a coffee pot of flowing. A hero journey.
And that note right there, that higher rasp, that was pulled from, again, down here, but was more breath to it. You can actually push out rasp.
Be burdened by the characters deployed, when all your thousand faces are so narratively void, where the adjectives employed with the marriage you destroyed. You know, hunting is a hobby the whole family can enjoy.
Deep in the dark and winding eaves of your mind, read from a saga blind, but reaching in kind, leads down a path where leaves and secrets entwine, even apart to heroes, one storyline. Small town, and I know the narrative conventions, establishing shots in the dark, a plot with an arc beyond all comprehension. I'll be the first person to admit the present is tense and not sure if I'll get these words to fit. The present's descending, I hear it calling my name. I feel me falling away, chasing these pages with questioning my agency, tasked with the story to break. I hear it calling my name. I feel me falling away. Am I a character, actor, a passenger cast from the shores of existence is cast and the answers we write to riddles and chapters that can't be defined. Pigments of black and the parchment of white, the figments they track through the dark to the light, the hammers and keys and the patterns they weave, the fragments of me that they trap in between. We all have to write on the pages we're given, but you can't live life on both sides of the ribbon, tied to the ribbon.
Creativity. It is the impetus of any artist to pour themselves
side
into
of
their
the
work.
ribbon?
But pour too much, and you might not like what you find at the bottom of the bottle.
Our hero once again attempts to find the words he lacks, and peers between the lines to see the lines observing back. A script all too familiar, and oh, the surface cracks. What's the matter, Alan? We can't both be worthless hacks. Now I know what you think. This is crazy. He can't exist. You could have made a killing, just embraced a little masochist. Instead you're dried up trying to earn a living from a manuscript. But have you tried for just 1 second living as the manuscript? I'm the part you were ashamed of. I'm the part you tried to fight. I'm the part you told yourself didn't keep you awake at night. I'm the part of you that's better. You just can't concede I'm right. So you poured me into pages, and I guess I'm just your type. You meld work with your self-worth, but tell me, what does that sell for? And was the journey through hell worth how short you fell on the bell curve? Then one day they'll forget you, but I have stories to tell first, cause I'm the face that you gave them to be you, and maybe I'm well versed. What am I when you're already a shadow of yourself? Tell me who would look at this and then take that down off the shelf? You had it, buddy, all of it, the fame, the glam, the wealth, but what's it worth if you won't play the hand around us dealt? Nightmares don't use logic, yeah, we know that you can read. Sat there hoping for the credits, but it's me who's supposed to lead. All that hokum in your head, but where's the quote to make you see that perhaps you're antithetical to the poetry of me?
Is casting the answers we write to riddles and chapters that can't be defined.
This is very, very well filmed. Props to Stupendium on this one. This is a very, very, very well done project. As somebody who's kind of just getting into video editing, I can tell that this took time to do properly, and again, mad props to Stupendium for this one. It is very, very well done.
Pigments of black and the parchment of white, the figments they track through the dark to the light, the hammers and keys and the patterns they weave, the fragments of me that they trap in between. We all have to write on the pages we're given, but you can't live life on both sides of the ribbon, tied to the ribbon.
In a cycle repeating tangled in a web of his own humors are hidden the grips reverse.
Another chapter ended, but not an arc adjourned. A narrative repeating for a plot he can't discern. He's writing a departure, but he's still yet to learn that every line he starts must always end at the return.
And there you have it. A vicious cycle scored by the hammer of keys and the ring of the typewriter. A writer cursed to relive his own words, trapped in a world of his own making. A novel concept. Everyone likes to get lost in a good book. But be careful what you read. In Night Springs.
Alan Wake 2, the long-awaited sequel, was not just a video game. It was a dark, labyrinthine mystery, a gripping thriller, a mind-bending horror experience. The Stupendium, a content creator and only half-decent impressionist, had been hired by the game developers to promote it in the guise of the game's protagonist. With a flicker, the ad read gave way to gameplay footage. Alan, a writer trapped in a world of his own creation, and Saga, a federal agent tasked with solving a string of grisly murders, was seen exploring beautifully rendered environments, fighting nightmarish creatures. The intriguing hook of their unlikely and entwined circumstances, combined with the Stupendium's musical interpretation, hopefully enticing the viewer to learn more. The game was available on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC via the Epic Store. And the Stupendium was incredibly grateful to Remedy and to Epic for their sponsorship. The dialogue continued as the ad read gave way to the end slate. Options appeared from the darkness, a playlist of more songs, information about streaming platforms, a subscribe button. The viewer, elated by the quality of the content they had just seen, could not help but like, comment, and subscribe. An unfathomable compulsion made sure they rang the bell for updates on new content. As always, the Stupendium would attempt to end with a joke, a humorous quip to close out the video. But this time, the punchline was a cliffhanger.
Wow. It is a masterpiece. I am... Wow. I got nothing. Vocally, Stupendium and Cammy, fantastic work. Super fantastic work. This is by far the best Stupendium song I have listened to date. Visually, it was a cinema masterpiece. This kind of concept, this kind of visuals, could be a actual movie. And if you told me that it wasn't, I wouldn't know the difference. Wow. The beat worked very well with the vocals. Yeah. Just really, really, really well done. Props to you, Stupendium, Cammy. Great job. With that said, I'm going to be linking a merch store down in the description. If you wish to check it out, please do so. Any profit that I get from it goes directly back into content creation. Hopefully to be able to have one of my friends who is an editor do work for me, which would be fantastic because I'm not a very well-versed video editor, so that would be fantastic. Also, you can also support us directly using code LastOnReactions for 10% off at w.gg. If that's something you're interested in, please do check it out. And like I said, if you look up in the top right corner, it says Twitch with Last On Gaming above it. That will be happening as of next week. That will be official. So, with all that said, thank you for watching. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, or night, depending on what time it is for you when you are watching this video. Thank you for watching, and have a great time. Peace.